Hello and welcome. It's a good day to be on the farm. My name is Chuck, and this is another update on our 160 tree series where we're trying to rebuild the playground. First, I wanted to show you this is the International Transtar I got in the sales a couple of months ago. I like that it says Soaring Transit Riverbend Springs on the side of it. I'm just going to get in and show you I have one full 20,000 liter bale of cotton in the back. The trailer I did not get on sale, but wanted to do it for the cotton. I had just finished harvesting this field number 4, or excuse me, field number 2 and field number 4, which is right over here. And I also just got 16 more hay bales off of this grass field. And as we're running over to this field, you can see our lodgepole pines that are fully grown back there. We're about halfway through the field now, maybe a little bit more. So we planted 160 to start with. This is the other cotton field we just harvested, and I would say we have 70 to 80 left, and we're making good progress there. So wanted to show you that, but let me, oops. And here's our harvester that we just harvested those two fields with, that has 17% of the next bale done, or 3,500 liters. But then it started to rain, and we can't harvest in the rain, and those other cotton fields are not ready. So we're going to go ahead and sleep to the next day, and I'll show you what I mean. You might be asking yourself, what other cotton fields? I only knew about Cotton Field 2 and Cotton Field 4 for making the rope. Well, it's been pretty lucrative. We've been doing pretty well. Oh, look, great demand at the Playground Maker Hall. That's always good to know. So we have went ahead and purchased a couple of things. Let me get to the map here. That is the wrong one. We'll get to the map here. So we had 2, 3, 4 here, and we had just bought 6, I believe, in the last update. So I went ahead and bought 7 and 9, and I have planted them all as cotton. So you can see I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 cotton fields now. We harvested these 3 already. And now, look, lo and behold, 7, 8, 6, 7, and 9 are ready to harvest here, and it's November and it's not raining yet. So I'm gonna, rather than showing you the harvest, because I'm sure you've seen cotton harvested before, we're just gonna go ahead and visit a couple of places. So this is, I also dropped this second sheep pen. It does overlap a little bit of the cotton field, but this was the best I could do over on this land. And we've got 27 more sheep here that we're keeping fully fed and are also producing us wool. So it looks like we've got 2 full bats of wool and a half maybe here. And then we also have, wrong button again, excuse me, down here we have our original sheep barn, and it is doing well as well with, oh, we're inside of it, with another 2 full things. So we're trying to get the rope maker to stay pretty full with the wool that we've got in here, but we're about to load that cotton from the semi-trailer once we get these last 2 fields harvested. And since we're standing here, I know this is a little bit random, but I did go back through and planted grass between the trees because it was driving me nuts. I wish I had planted grass before I planted all 160 of these trees. It looks pretty good when you run it from this way. But if you look, obviously we planted everything on the 30 degrees. I wasn't able to plant between the trees, so I've got all these kind of holes, which will come back and plant eventually. But at least now, as I cut down the trees, I've got another field I can get grass off of if I need to help feed the sheep expansion, because we do have 2 full enclosures of sheep now. We have this one, which is doing pretty well, which has 35 sheep, and then this one, which only has 27. But we were able to have some babies in this one, so we have 13 babies there and 13 moms. And then in this one we have the 17, and we've got a black sheep in each, because our black sheep had a baby too. And I went ahead and got a transport vehicle to transport those animals from one to the other, which you can see back there, parked next to our trees. So in this, we're basically going to fire up the harvester, get it going on a worker over there on our other 3 cotton fields. Then we'll get our truck moved over and we'll get a tractor to pull our trailer and start loading up that wool. And then we'll jump down to the rope maker real quick. Because we do have great demand, I just want to deliver a little bit of rope, if I can, real quick, to show you that we are making progress on the playground, and it is going quite well. And I think we're in year 7, I want to say, of this playthrough. So, things are moving along. That looks fine. Go ahead and get started. So we're going to, sorry, clicking through everything. We're going to take this one. This case Puma has done well for us. It has been our workhorse, really, pulling all of these. I mean, we have delivered so much wood from our sawmill over to the playground. It is really doing a good job. But we're going to grab just a little bit of wool, and we'll deliver that cotton after we get a second bale off of one of these cotton fields. So not quite yet, but we'll go pick up our cotton from the two, or pick up our wool from the 2 sheep enclosures. We'll run down to the rope maker. I'll show you what's going on down there, and then we'll kind of wrap up the episode there. But rope is very lucrative. I was surprised. I had no idea, but you can make a lot of money with rope, especially if it's in great demand, which I believe is what our prompt just said. I don't know if it's wood is in great demand or rope is in great demand. I probably should have checked that before I started a delivery, but that's okay. So we're going to take this, loop around our forest here. Yeah, you can really see those lines when you come from this angle, but it looks better from the other angle, I think. And then there's our sawmill. We have more wood we could deliver today, but we're so far ahead on wood and so far behind on rope that really I'm just trying to make my focus the sheep and the cotton. So we're gonna have to go around this way. Probably should have just driven up to the next cutoff, but that's okay. I do love the way the trees look this time of year. Yeah, we're in November. It's a nice time of year for that kind of stuff. So so we have to come down here to this, and I tried to make this they call it a dynamic pasture and really expand it, but the rocks, whoops, the rocks down here by the river really made that a problem. So I ended up just going with the default rectangle because what I was trying to do just wasn't working. So I was gonna have this whole end of this field be a dynamic pasture, like a really wide one, which would have been interesting. But anyway, we'll go ahead and get this shifted. Can I turn around here? I do think so. So let me just loop down here and we will get, actually let's go this way. Sorry for all the turning. I'm going to find a quick route down to the rope maker, which is not near anything else. But yeah, year 7, we are doing really well. We've had enough money to buy extra fields. We also were able to buy that semi and the trailer, and we also were able to buy that Kloss combine. If you saw it sitting in the yard, we ended up buying a canola field, harvesting it, and then selling the field back just because we wanted to use the combine for something. So if we ever do get the playground caught up or get caught up on some of these other things that we're doing, we should be able to transition to some grain crops at that point, or at some point. But I just doing the wood like I did has just made us a boatload of money, delivering it to the playground every now and then, every other month or something like that. And we've been doing that for 7 years now. I mean, the first 3 years were just the crop or the trees growing to full size, but now that we've been harvesting them pretty consistently, I mean, a pallet of beams sells for about $10,000. So we can put 6 to 8 or maybe 10 pallets on these trailer when I take them over on this trailer, and we're getting like $80,000-$90,000 a trip usually, which is really good. So, excuse me, wide load coming through here. We're gonna jump up here. I think I know the way. And it's to the point where I used to save the wood till it was the best price. Now I just deliver it every month. It doesn't matter. Price fluctuation doesn't even matter once you have that many pallets. I just would rather progress and let it build itself instead of just waiting and then having to do like 20 trips on one day. So I think it's a left here. Okay, yep, we're down to the bottom now. So we'll drop down by the rope maker, we'll drop off this wool, we'll pick up whatever rope we have. I think we have at least 2 pallets, maybe a third, because I did let it run overnight. As you saw at the beginning of this episode when we switched to the next day, because it was only noon the day before, but we didn't have that much wool left. I think only about 2,000 liters. Granted, we're only delivering 4,000 now. To really scale this operation, I'm going to need more sheep, which is why we built the second sheep pen, and we're letting those little baby ones grow up. But we might need a third or even a fourth sheep pasture, or maybe just a really big one. On one of our fields, we might take one of those cotton fields and just turn it into grass and then make it a dynamic sheep pasture that holds like 100 sheep and see how much wool we can get off of that. But that will be for year 8 probably to see. Okay, yep, just the 2 pallets of rope. But you'll get to see rope is still worth a ton. So we're going to drive over here and drop these off. And then since we only have 2, I'm not going to pull all the way around just to load those. We're just going to grab them real quick. So now we have 4,000 wool and half a pallet of rope. It's an excessive trailer for this much rope, but we'll make it work. And grab the other one, and then we'll just run over to the playground and drop them off, and that will be the end of it. But this is it's going well. I think at this point, I would recommend what I did with the trees. It makes it super easy to harvest the wood and get the pallets, and just given the amount of pallets you have to deliver for these community projects, I don't know that there's any other way. You'd have to just buy a forest and then buy another forest and then buy another forest and then just get whatever random trees dug out of there that you can. And I've seen other YouTubers doing that. Just seems like a lot of work. So that's why I'm taking this approach. And you know, I think fast forwarding time is a game mechanic that's in there, so I don't see why you couldn't start a playthrough and fast forward 3 years and then start playing there instead of starting to play in year 1. Because you have to plant the trees, you have to buy the equipment to plant the trees, you got to wait for 3 years and keep yourself lucrative or profitable, or save enough money to pay for your property maintenance fees over those 3 years, which aren't a ton, but you could get, a solar panel or something to offset that cost. And then you're just basically netting zero until your trees are done, and then you start making pallets and start making money. So this was not intended to be a series or anything, but I have just been playing the snot out of this this save game, trying to get this community project built. So I guess I'm trying to say I'm a fan of the community projects. I didn't think I would be, but I am. So this is the way we would turn back to the farm, but we're going to actually come in here and take the twisty road up to the playground, and hopefully you can see some of the scaffolding that is up there now. So there is our playground. Look at all that scaffolding that wasn't there before. And like, we have delivered a ridiculous amount of wood to this project, and I don't even think we're halfway done. Maybe we're a little over halfway done. And we even started building the grain elevator museum as well. So we're going to go ahead and sell these. And look at that, 35,000 just for those 2 pallets of rope. And as you can see, we have 67,000 long planks, 43,000 planks, 41,000 wood beams, and 2,000 rope in storage. And it's still processing wood beams, so it's doing well. Well, anyway, I appreciate you guys watching. Give it a thumbs up if you liked it. Subscribe if you haven't. And I will keep updating you as the playground progresses. Take care. Have a good day. Bye-bye.